Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your host, MA. The Heat just won. Yes, we just won our first game against the Pacers today. It's Tuesday, August 18th. How you guys doing? We had it all in this game. Some great defense, some great offense. Jimmy Butler hits 2 threes in the fourth quarter that were huge. We end up winning this great game. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to recap all the goodness in this first win on our first step to the championship this year. All right. Well, let's get into it. But before we get into it, guys, if you can do me a favor, whatever you're listening on, Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever it may be, please do me a favor and follow, like, and subscribe. Share if you can. It does help. It goes tremendously far for me, so appreciate it. It comes from the bottom of my heart. Also, if you're on Facebook or Twitter, please look at Heat Vlogspot and hit me up. Let's have a conversation one time. Let's do it. Hope you guys are wearing your United in Black stuff. I am wearing my Heat shirt, my Heat Dwayne Wade moment shirt I got from the Heat store. All his best moments during the Heat. Proud wearing it. It was a great game. It was a tough game. Woo. So the game just ended, and if you haven't heard yet, we won 113-101 against the Indiana Pacers, and it was, whoa, what a great game. It was just great. Right, for this game, it was interesting because, first of all, let's go into the starting lineup. The starting lineup for this game was Goran Dragic, which I predicted was going to happen. Kendrick Nunn was not starting. Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Goran Dragic. I'm sorry, I said Goran Dragic. And Duncan Robinson and Jay Crowder. Either way, that's our starting five. Dragic, Bam, Jimmy, Jay, and Duncan. As you noticed, no Kendrick Nunn. And Kendrick Nunn actually did not play this game. He was actually inactive. And at first, I was a little shocked. I didn't think we were going to not play him. And I knew that we would have played him if DJ wasn't a go. DJ actually did play. He played a lot of minutes. DJ was definitely in this game today. And I just don't think Spo wanted to bring in Kendrick Nunn just for a bunch of reasons, which I've mentioned before, and I don't think I need to reiterate them or anything like that. So I just think it just shows that, Spo is trying to mix it up. Spo's trying to put his best team out there, especially in this tough team, this tough defensive team that plays very smart and is very well coached. So he thought that this was the best starting five he can go with, and I thought so too. And so we'll get into it. So getting into the first quarter, it wasn't like the prettiest game of all time. For some reason, I think Jimmy probably wanted to do this. I don't know if the Heat collectively did this, but for some reason, Jimmy Butler just did a lot of ISO ball in the beginning, and it wasn't working. It wasn't Heat basketball. I think the best ISO ball for anybody, especially Jimmy, is late. It's the beginning of the second quarter. Second quarter, you show up. The beginning of the third quarter, and of course the last couple of minutes of the game. This is when either the whole quarter, the fourth quarter, or you just take over half of that quarter in the end, and you just do what you got to do to win the game. But for some reason, we went with Jimmy early, and it was a lot of ISO stuff, and it wasn't a lot of ball movement. It wasn't a lot of, and that the whole reason we have Jimmy and we have Dragic and we have Jay and we have Duncan is for the ball to move and to hit threes, and it was not pretty. It was this really ugly game, and but the good things, I would highlight that Bam was showing out. Bam definitely was shooting. He took a shot and made the shot, mid-range shot, and that right there took Miles Turner attention, and that's what we needed. Miles Turner needed to respect Bam's game to make sure that everybody else has a chance, because if they're all looking at Bam now, everyone else opens up a little bit easier. So that was great to see. He had strong post plays throughout the whole game, but really in the first quarter, that's where he set the tone for himself. He told Miles Turner, told everybody on that Pacers team that this wasn't going to be an easy game, and he was going to try to do what he can to get rebounds and score and get great passes, which he did all game. And all together, though, we were playing very, very well. Our defense, it was a little, what if, whatever. But the same thing with the Pacers, though. The Pacers were coming up with the same tough defense, but their offense wasn't great. The reason they were actually up, so they actually won the quarter We were down 27-33 at the end of the quarter. And the whole reason of that was because they went on a run and we just got sloppy with our ball movement. We had too many turnovers. They scored 9 points off our turnovers. It wasn't looking good, but they didn't seem strong. Another positive, yet it's a negative as well, is Jay Crowder accidentally poked Victor Oladipo in the eye. He didn't come back in the game after he shot his free throws. So, and it sounds like he could be out for maybe the whole series, maybe the playoff, whatever the case may be. He probably be out the next game. I did get red. He did look like he took a pretty big hit. Hopefully he's okay. At first I thought it was his knee, honestly, because he kind of grabbed his knee, but then when you see the replay, you see it's his eye and whatever, and then he got up. But it was really, really weird. It was really weird. Whatever the case may be, that's what happened. Turnovers, and we get a positive thing out of it that Victor Oladipo is going to be out. So now this leaves the Pacers to have to play collectively and win this game. And Malcolm Brogdon has to show out, and Miles Turner has to show out, and T.J. Warren has to show out. And all those guys played well. And honestly, this whole Pacers team played very well throughout the whole game. So going into the second quarter, you thought it was going to get easier. You thought maybe our 3-point, we're going to start going down. That didn't really happen. But what really did happen was our ball movement and our defense definitely took a notch up. Iggy went off in this beginning of the quarter. He had a couple big dunks, a couple alley-oops. Tyler hit some good shots and threes to match their shots. Bam continued to be a positive force and just tough inside the paint, making it difficult on offense and defense. He was just all over the place, and it was the Pacers' worst nightmare because honestly, you can see Miles Turner is bringing his best. That whole Pacers team was bringing their best. But Bam was just a big dude, taking it in, being strong, and creating offense when there wasn't any offense, scoring when he couldn't. And it was just great to see. Honestly, like, this is what I've been saying. All my critiquing throughout the whole seeding games, Bam, I guess, heard it, and he did exactly what I was saying. Like, you just gotta be strong and just take it in, and you gotta will it, because you gotta make them respect the game and make them, and all it did was help us towards the end of the game. Really, what it is for him to grab the attention now, so when it's late in the game, he has the ball, he can do a couple fakes and someone else can win the game, or he can score. Either way, he has the confidence, or our teammates will have the confidence to hit those shots, hit those big scores. And that's really what happened. This whole first half, Bam really set the tone for us to win this game later on. And that's the best things I can say about the second quarter, because it was still a tough game. The Pacers were still playing very well, and we were only up by 4 at the end of it. It was 56-52 at the end of the first half. And it was very, very tough. Both teams were playing very similar. They weren't shooting the best, but they had high field goal percentages because they were playing smart with the paint. They were both hitting the free throws. They were both hitting great 3-point. They're around 35%, 40% from 3-point line. Pacers had 19 rebounds. We had 18 rebounds. 14 assists for the Heat, 12 assists for the Pacers, 5 steals for the Heat, 7 steals for the Pacers. 8 turnovers for the Heat, 9 turnovers for the Pacers. Like, it was just neck and neck. It was right there. 85% from the free throw line for the Heat, 87.5% for the Pacers. So they were just trying to match us, and they were doing a very good job collectively. It wasn't just one guy. Of course, Malcolm Brogdon and T.J. Warren and Miles Turner were like the highlights, but Justin Holiday was hitting big shots. Doug McDermott, T.J. McConnell, all these guys, Aaron Holiday, really popped in and showed out when they needed it, and that's what kept it close. They kept grinding, and even when you thought the Heat were pulling away, they just grinded right back, and that's how the series is going to be. The whole series will be like this, because again, this is a very well coached team, and they have great defense, and they're just missing big players. So honestly, this team has a future. Next year they're going to be very, very tough. They're going to have Sabonis back. They're going to have Jeremy Lamb most likely back eventually, and Victor Oladipo should hopefully be more healthy. And I do think I'm missing somebody else, but that's a lot of good people right there already. So going into the third quarter, it was now the shift is there. Like, the Pacers are playing very well still, but Bam just continues to dominate. Like, Bam is just taking over. He dominated the first half. He continues to do it this half. And Dragic ends up helping. Now this is when Dragic picks up, and this is why Dragic was in the starting lineup. At first in the first quarter, we were doing a lot of ISO stuff with Jimmy. Now I think this time the whole team was like, let's go back to what we usually do, and the ball was moving around, and Dragic was beneficial to that, and so was Bam. Bam was finding him a lot. Dragic was being aggressive, hitting tough shots, and that's exactly what we needed. And Kendrick Nunn unfortunately hasn't been bringing that lately, especially in the seeding games in this bubble. Apparently, there's been some other issues that come up. I'm not really sure what's going on. Hopefully everything gets worked out eventually, but right now it looks like we have enough. The bench right now is DJ, Kelly Olynyk, Iggy, and Tyler Hero. Those are the four coming off the bench, and it looks really looking good. Like, honestly, I like that tight knit. For a second there, DJ was playing center throughout the game a couple of times. It didn't really work out. We put KO in, and it kind of smoothed stuff out. But we're trying things. Iggy was all over the place. Again, Iggy had a huge second quarter. He had. I think if anything, Iggy was just trying to keep us pumped up. Like, he's like, you know what, we need a big play right now. I'm gonna dunk this and just get everybody hyped. And that's exactly what he did. And then everything started flowing in the second half a little better. Unfortunately, in the third quarter, even though we were flowing, the Pacers are still grinding. Like, even though we'll pull away, the Pacers were right there, and we end up only up by one after the end of the third, 81-80. So it was a very tough game. Again, Bam is starting to still dominate. At this point he has 17 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, he's doing it everywhere. And we're going to the fourth quarter. So going to the fourth quarter, it was a grind. Again, it was the same game until the 6-minute mark. When the 6-minute mark came in, Jimmy, Dragic, Duncan, Bam, this is when they went off. The Jay Crowder they all started hitting threes. Jimmy hit 2 big threes back to back, pretty much on great picks from Bam. TJ Warren gets stuck, and Jimmy hit one. That was the confidence. Hit the second one, smooth. So for all the things we were worried about, like, I was never worried about it because I knew Jimmy was going to be a different player in the playoffs. And he's showing it. Like, don't worry about what he did in the season. This is a whole new game right now, and he's gonna take smart shots. He's gonna take the big shots. This is why we have Jimmy. Jimmy's gonna take our big shots. He's doing exactly what Dwayne Wade was doing when he was with the Heat, before LeBron, before Chris Bosh. This is like watching Dwayne Wade again. A great superstar player that has a bunch of assets offensively, and he's gonna show them all out. And they didn't think he can shoot threes. And he shows out, hit a 3, and he hit 2 threes. And Dragic, being the great veteran he is, just came out, played awesome. We end up winning 113-101, like I said. Dragic ends up with 24 points on 4 of 9 shooting from the three-pointers, and 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Kendrick Nunn, I don't think has consistently gotten those numbers. He probably gotten that numbers a couple of games, but these are numbers that a veteran and Dragic that we can trust he's going to get every time. Duncan Robinson only had 6 points, but Duncan Robinson just needs to be a distraction. That's all he's there for. We need him to have big games at times. He hit a big 4-point play. He hit a couple big shots here and there. He only made 2 shots, but those 2 shots were big, and we needed those shots. Bam ended up with 17 points, right? 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Guy was doing it everywhere. The thing I haven't mentioned yet, 3 blocks. Again, he's my defensive player of the year for the Heat. 3 blocks. He's that anchor. Anyone that comes by anybody else, the next person they got to deal with at the rim is Bam, and usually Bam wins that battle. Jay Crowder hitting just big shots, only 8 points, but it doesn't matter because he hit the shots when we needed him to, especially a big corner 3 when we needed it. It was a tough shot. He probably got fouled, but they didn't call it. Either way, Jimmy Butler, 28 points, 8 of 15 shooting, 2 of 2 from 3, 10 of 12 from the free throw line. Again, free throws, like I mentioned, was a key. It's going to be a key in this whole series. And as long as we make free throws and get to the line, we're going to be fine. And Jimmy made sure we did that. He ended up with 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. I mean, he definitely made his presence shown. He definitely wanted to put fear into the Pacers' eyes. And I think he did. I think right now this Pacers team definitely gave us all they got, especially in this game. They really did fight. And unfortunately, their best, they didn't even beat our best, because this wasn't our best. Honestly, we could have played a whole lot better, and I'm sure that Spoelstra's going to show that first quarter and smooth it out, and it's not going to be like that again. But we definitely fixed ourselves. enough that in the fourth quarter we stayed consistent. We stayed to our game plan. We continued playing hard defense, and everything just fell through. And our shots start falling. We get the right calls. We made the right defensive stops, and we get lucky with Victor Oladipo going down. And honestly, with that, if Victor does go out for the rest of this season, for the rest of this series, I could definitely see him, see a sweep coming through. I won't be surprised. It won't be fun, but we might get a sweep. But either way, it is what it is. I gotta mention also Tyler Hero also had a great game. Like I said, the second quarter he came alive. The fourth quarter he hit some big shots too when he was in there. 15 points, 5 of 9 shooting, only 1 of 5 from 3-pointers. But the shooters are there to either make shots or be a distraction for Jimmy and Bam and Dragic to operate and be able to make their shots. 4 of 4 from the free throw line was Tyler too. And I like that because he is staying aggressive. Like, he's not trying to just shoot. He's still trying to take it to the rack when he can. He had a couple of cool layups, athletic layups. And, the kid is just being great. 4 assists. Again, he's being that Dragic role. Like, because Dragic's now starting, we still need a Dragic off the bench. And that's what Tyler Hero is providing. And I think that's why Kendrick Nunn's not playing, because Tyler Hero has emerged. Kendrick Nunn, at first, was a big surprise because Tyler Hero wasn't ready yet. Tyler Hero kept doing stupid turnovers, stupid fouls, wasn't great on defense, was a little erratic on offense. If you've heard all this, if you heard my last episode with my Heat season awards, but I think now he's starting to really grow into his game, grow into the Heat culture, and grow into our scheme. He has so much confidence that I think it's just his time, and Kendrick Nunn, unfortunately, has to just wait for his opportunity again. And when he gets it, because we're going to get an injury, it's a bubble. The games are every other day. So we're going to need people to step up on the fly. And when that injury happens, or whatever happens, you need to be ready. I hope he is ready, because we're going to call on him. And he's an NBA player. He's proven he's an NBA player. So as long as he keeps doing that. But again, everybody else just did their job. Iggy got 4 points, and those are 2 big points, 2 big dunks. DJ got 6 points, and he hit a couple of free throws to get us in there, and a couple just little layups. He just did everything. Oh, he hit a 3. I remember that. He hit a nice catch and shoot 3 in the corner. And Kelly O with the same thing, a nice 3 and a layup. Just cleaned up the board. And as long as they do that, and our stars have the ability to operate, we'll be just fine. And watch this next game. I can tell you already, the next game it's gonna be all about defense for the Pacers. They're going to really concentrate on Jimmy. They're going to concentrate on Bam. And they're going to concentrate on Dragic. And they're going to force our role players to win the game. And this is where you're going to see Duncan Robinson have his best game. Tyler Hero might have a super awesome game. Jay Crowder might have a big game. Maybe Iggy has a big game. Maybe Iggy ends up having so many good shots. KO, I can see KO have a big game. So watch this next game. That Indiana doesn't have to change their scheme. They're not very deep, so they're playing very small. So all we got to do is, again, rebound, and we'll be fine. I think we won the rebounding battle. Let's see here. We got 35 rebounds to Indiana's 37. So we didn't win the rebound battle, but they made 19 out of 22 free throws. We made 20 out of 25 free throws. That was a little scary then. They only had 9 assists to our... Nope, sorry. We had 22 assists, and they had 22 assists. See, like these teams are just very evenly matched. 8 steals to 7 steals. Like, it's gonna be a battle, guys. No matter who plays for this team, because of how well they're coached, this team will fight to the end, and it's gonna be a battle. We might sweep them, but every game is gonna be a battle. But I do think they're gonna win one. Maybe the referees help them a couple at one time. But another thing I gotta mention is I was wrong about the home court. Maybe we don't need it, because honestly I didn't even notice it as much either watching the game, that the Pacers had all their stuff out. So maybe they don't care. This is the best part actually. Now I realized why Spo didn't care about this. So in the bubble, the visiting team, the coach gets to decide which basket they shoot at first. So Spo is choosing to shoot at the basket on his side first. So in the second half, the defense is set in front of him, and he could speak to his defense the whole time in the second half. So I think that was something I totally forgot till right now that I wanted to mention, that what a genius move by Spo to make that. That's how he didn't care about home court, because he doesn't have to worry about fans or referees getting influenced by any outside noise. It's just him talking to his team in the crunch time right in front of him, and it was perfect. I thought that was smart, and now I totally get it. And who cares about home court? Now I don't care that we're fifth place, because we'll probably be the visiting team every time, and that will give us the best shot to steal games 1 and 2, and then go to our side. So give it up again. Spo is a great coach, guys. Like, Spo is smart. Spo is great. Spo can do it all. I mean, guy's a genius. So with that, guys, that's my recap. 113-101. We win the first game. Don't worry, there's a couple other games. Every other day there's going to be a game. Thursday is our next game at 1 p.m. on ESPN. Saturday, the 22nd, 3:30 TNT. Monday, the 24th, 6:30 on TNT. That's game 4. And then if game 5, if we don't sweep, will be Wednesday, August 26th, to be determined. And blah, 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 blah. You guys can check out the rest. But yeah, guys, that's my episode for today. Appreciate you guys listening. This is, I'm just excited. Like, Jimmy, playoff Jimmy is here, and he's looking good. Playoff Bam is here. The first playoffs for Bam was against the Sixers, and we got booted out in the first round. He wasn't ready. Now he looks ready. Like, he's being serious about this game right now. He's not playing around. All our role players are playing great. I think Dragic now sees that this is an opportunity for him to really make a mark in the NBA, and he's going to try. I think our team's really going to try to make some noise in this playoffs. The Magic just beat the Bucks. Now, I'm not saying the Magic are going to beat the Bucks in the series, but I can dream. All right, so who knows? I said a little bit of luck is needed for us to get far in this playoffs, and what crazy luck would it be that we play an injury-riddled Pacers in the first round? The Magic somehow injury-riddled themselves beat the Bucks, because the Bucks did not look ready. The Bucks looked out of whack. They didn't look ready for the playoffs. If anything, I'm a little disappointed in their coaching and Giannis rallying that team, because the Magic looked like they were together. That was the difference in that game. The Magic looked like they were together, while the Bucks looked like they just woke up and came to play. So if that continues to happen and the Magic end up winning and we win the series, we end up playing the Magic in the second round, I think we know who's going to win that match. Like, we will come correct, and we will win that match because, again, we have more depth, we have more playoff experience, so we should win that. And then we'll probably play the Pacers. No, I'm sorry, the Celtics or the Raptors. I'm getting too excited now. I'm just spouting teams, but you never know. This is the beauty of the playoffs. This is the beauty of the bubble and how fast the games are going. You never know. Anything can happen. So let's go. Guys, let me know how you feel. Again, hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on Twitter. Heat Vlogspot. All good. If you're wherever you're listening, Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, whatever the case may be, please follow, like, subscribe, all those good stuff. Please share. It's all helping me. Thank you, guys. The Heat win Game 1, Game 2 in a couple of days. Let's go. Don't forget to wear your black. I'm going to be wearing a bunch of different black shirts. I want to see your black shirts, so share them with me. This is one of my favorites right here. I'll let you see. If you're on YouTube, you can see what's going on here. But whatever, guys. Congrats to the Heat. Let's go. Game 1 in the books. 113-101. Jimmy Butler's here. Bam is here. Spo's here. We're going. Peace, guys. Have a good one.